This next story, this one concerns a lot of us. For years, the Nyayo House passport section has allegedly served as a lucrative playground for cartels preying on unsuspecting Kenyans. Now, persistent reports and public complaints, amplified through the media, have painted the immigration department as a broken system.
Despite the grim reputation, Interior and National Administration Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki and his counterpart PS Julius Bitok have repeatedly promised reforms. Tonight, Citizen TV takes a look at the latest drive to change the efficiency of the department, as you'll hear now from Odee Francis.
For years, Nyayo House has harbored a secret underworld. Cartels like vultures prey on those seeking passports, the gateway to dreams. Millions change hands here. Innocent faces desperate for travel unknowingly feed the beast. In the recent past, media reports have revealed a web of extortion, forged passports and illicit deals. Principal Secretary Julius Bitok oversees the entire operation.
We have been able to reorganize the workflow so that when people come, they can be able to come in a more smooth and seamless way. That is why we made the entire of that section to be biometric. Okay. 8 counters. We created 10 counters, 14 counters for passport new application.
A series of steps is meant to ensure that your travel document is ready for your next adventure. Citizen TV got exclusive access to the passport process and reforms. First is the application area.
When we made the process seamless and fast, then automatically cartels are eliminated.
After thorough scrutiny, your passport application receives the green light.
Initially, we had very few people. We had 30 recommenders and 20 approvers. Now we increased to everything to 100. Now we have 60 recommenders and 40 approvers.
The next stop, the production section. Once approved, your passport details are forwarded to the production team. Here, a well-orchestrated dance of machinery ensues. Booklets are meticulously arranged, ready for printing. Peter Githuka, a dedicated production officer, oversees this critical phase. His typical day involves managing the printing machinery and ensuring quality control.
So usually we have a rota on, we have different regions, like Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu. Like specifically, say for today, we might be doing Nairobi only. Maybe tomorrow or a Monday or Tuesday, we can do Kisumu, Mombasa, Eldoret, like that. So if the day shift, we usually get here at 6:30 and leave at 6:30. Those are like 12 hours. And you are able to produce 15 to 800 passports when the machines are operating optimally. Another shift, 15 to 1800. So in a day, you can say probably 3,000 to 3,500 passports in a day.
At the dispatch section, applicants wait to be called in for collection.
So they have to now sort based on who has come. And then when they locate them in the system, they call names for people to come in and pick. It takes 5 minutes.
From production, applicants receive communication to collect their passports. At the back wing, we are introduced to 14 counters bustling with eager travelers, each waiting for their passport. Snida Agrippa Kanyoro, a member of the Shona community originally from Zimbabwe, shares her anticipation for her passport.
Niko na miaka mingi tangu nizaliwe. Sijaona karatasi ama stakabadhi yoyote kwa mkono yangu. Lakini Kenya ninashukuru. Wametupigania. Sasa nimekuwa Mkenya halisi. Popote naweza tembea na mguu na furaha. Hakuna kitu ninaogopa. Nilikuwa nakuja hapa kila siku nikilia, naingia huku, sikuwa naamini.
Sandra Cherotich, a student, recounts her experience during the application process.
The process was very smooth. I was brought here by my dad. We went through the process, we filled the forms, I got to do my biometrics, and I got the receipt. In less than 14 days ago again, I got a phone call that my passport was ready and it was ready for collection. Today I've come, I've sat there for about 15 minutes to 20, and I have recovered it. I have gotten it, yeah, it's here.
Niliapply 23rd May na ilitoka by 19th. Nililipa kuapply 95, nikakuja biometric, then nika receive the message.
We gain access to the passport storage section. Surprisingly, many ready passports remain uncollected.
Over 87,000 passports have been printed. We have called these people, we have SMSed them, and they have not come to collect their passports. It is congesting the place. We have too many of them right now. And you can see all these shelves are full because of 87,000 passports. There's nothing we have not done as immigration. We have called them, we have SMSed them, we have reached out to them, but they are saying they will come and they're not coming. And before you come, you can confirm by sending a message to 22222 and using your reference number. And then they go to the store, they pick them because there are too many.
Bitok's mission is to completely eliminate any delays in the passport section and get the zero mark in terms of backlog of passports applications.
When I came here, we had only 2 machines for printing. Right now we have 4 machines. 2 old ones still printing and 2 new ones. 3,000 in the old machines, another almost 6,000 with the new machines.
Currently, we have 2 operational machines, which are currently do 60 passports each per hour. But we have new machines which have been brought, 2 of them, which can be able to achieve at least 250 to 300 passports per hour. So you see, in a day, you can, in an 8-hour shift, you can comfortably do around 4,000 passports.
We also inquired about the sufficiency of raw materials to avoid delays.
In our stores, we have more than 200,000 against a demand of about 100,000. So we have enough booklets in 34 pages, 50 pages, and 66 pages. And you're going to get your passport without necessarily having to talk to anyone, bribe anyone, engage anyone, because these services are for you, fellow Kenyans. They are free of charge.
According to the PS in financing the department, it's no longer a challenge.
So in terms of allocation, we had a problem before, but on intervention of His Excellency, we got all the money that we needed to buy the new machines, to acquire the new softwares, and to streamline the place. So we don't have a problem with financing. In any case, we are generating more than 50 billion per year.
Well, I can say systems have been changed, and it takes time for transformation to happen. There are several stages of transformation. From where we were to where we are now, we can say difference can be seen. A difference can be seen.
According to PS Bitok, all passport applications will be processed within 7 days from the date of application. Now, behind me are Kenyans ready to pick their passports at the dispatch section. This is at the immigration department. Previously, there has been challenges of delays within the system, but today we have confirmed the system is working. Odee Francis, Citizen TV, at the immigration department, Nyayo House, Nairobi.
All right, joining us live in the studio now is the Principal Secretary for Immigration and Citizen Services, Ambassador Julius Bitok. And by the way, your answers, your comments, anything you want to send, please do that right now, because this is your moment, your opportunity.
The handles?
At Kindiki,
at Obarrows, at Citizen TV Kenya.
The hashtag?
Hashtag Sunday Live. What's your Twitter? Julius K. Bitok.
Correct.
Julius K.
At Julius K. Bitok.
Balozi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Look,
Thank you, Jeff.
the big question a lot of people are asking is the backlog. Backlog of tens of thousands of passports. Explain that to us.
Okay, before I explain, Jeff, allow me to say that we are listening government. As you may be aware, there is a lot of concern from the youth around the country about what's going on. And I want to assure you that we are listening government, and some of their concerns will be captured during the amendments on Tuesday. And the reason why I'm here also is because of concerns by Kenyans about passports, about the backlog. And I want to make it clear that we resolved the backlog issues at immigration. And that right now, the backlog that we have is for uncollected passports. We have 87,000 uncollected passports.
Uncollected?
Yes.
They're ready to be collected?
Ready to be collected.
But why is that? Are you not sending prompts?
We have sent prompts, we have sent messages, we have even called them. They say they are coming, and they are not coming. In Nairobi alone, we have 50,000. Wow. And then around the country, we have 37,000 uncollected passports. So I call upon fellow Kenyans, let us come for our documents, let's come for our passports. If you applied, some of the people who are complaining, some of the complaints you hear are people who are not aware that their passports are ready.
Ambassador, if Olive and I applied for passports today, how soon would we get the physical passport?
It is okay. In our service charter, it takes 14 days to get a passport. But we have been able to streamline and reform the place to the extent that right now, people are getting their passports within 7 days. So things are really
Sorry, I didn't
working.
catch that. You said how many days?
7.
Within 7 days.
Within 7 days.
Right now. But our service charter provides for 14 days because of the stages which a passport takes.
Right.
As you may be aware, when you apply for a passport, it goes through 9 stages. You apply on eCitizen from application. It has to be verified. You have to bring your original documents for verification. Yeah. After it has been verified, you go for biometrics. After biometrics, it has to go for security checks by the agencies. From security check, it goes for recommendation. From recommendation, it goes to approval. From approval, it goes to printing. From printing, it goes to quality control. From quality control, it goes to dispatch. So it's about 9 stages of application of a passport. So it's not just a question of just apply and you get it. It has to be subjected, because we have to be very careful that the people we are giving the passports are the right people.
Are the right people. Balozi, what is the flow? I mean, what is the average number of people who come to Nyayo House on a daily basis? Average?
On every day, or rather on daily basis, on average, we receive about 5,000 people coming to Nyayo House. 2,000 of them come for application, 2,000 of them come for collection, and another 1,000 come for foreign national services like work permit, citizenship, permanent residence, and such other services. So we get an average of 5,000 people on daily basis in Nyayo House coming for different services. And that is why sometimes you find that there's sometimes crowding. But right now, things are moving. The place is now very efficient. You don't get any crowding out there in Nyayo House.
You say,
irrespective of the fact that we are receiving 5,000 people daily coming to Nyayo House.
And that has not been impacted by the increase in cost, because it now costs more to get your passport.
I want to say that has not affected much, because there's a lot of demand for travel. Every Kenyan is seeking for opportunity to go out there to work, to go there for scholarship. And you know, Kenya is continuously becoming a very open society. So I have not seen any much change with the differential cost, because the cost is also minimal. And by the way, it's at cost. Whatever is being charged for a passport, the 7,000, is at cost. If you look at the cost of producing that passport, it is at cost. The government is not making any profit from the sale of these passports. It is being provided at cost. So, and that has not affected the numbers. People are still coming in to get these passports.
How much is it? I don't know. What's the average for a passport today?
It depends on the number of pages.
Yeah, for 34 pages, we are talking about 7,500. Wow. For 50 pages, we are talking about 9,500. And for 66 pages, we are talking about 12,000.
So the plan is to move from this 7 days to 3 days?
Yes.
By the start of September?
Sure.
Is that going to happen?
Are you on track?
That's going to happen. Okay, as the Minister for Interior directed, that we really have to work very hard. And from the reforms we have put in place, it is possible to get a passport within 3 days.
How will that work? Because you said you have to verify. Somebody has to come with the original documents, apply on eCitizen, come with the original documents. You verify, you check with the other agencies. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
I think the first group we are targeting for these 3 days is the group of people who are getting renewals, because their procedure is more straightforward, because when somebody's passport has expired and you want to renew to get a new one, then the process is faster. So we are targeting the first group as those ones whose passports have expired and their files are ready and they are already in the system. And they don't have to go through so many processes to be able to get their passports. So for those ones, we can achieve 3 days very, very fast. The ones who can be a little bit complicated are the ones when they are subjected to security checks. Their documents may not be aligning to each other. Like, for example, somebody got their birth certificate very late, somebody got their IDs in not very clear circumstances, because we have to check to ensure that that is very, very, very consistent. So those ones now may be the ones who will be delaying. But what I can guarantee you, for those who are replacing their passports, they'll be able to get them in 3 days, starting 1st September.
Balozi, what's the best time to renew your passport? I mean, mine is coming up for renewal, right? Do you wait 3 months? Do you wait 6 months? Is it a year? When's the best time to renew?
I think you can renew your passport as soon as it expires.
What if it hasn't expired? I still have 6 months. Is it okay?
Ordinarily, we expect that you renew your passport as soon as it expired. It is actually prudent that you do it when it expires. And just in case you lose it along the way, then you need to report that it's a lost passport, so that when you are processing it in the system, you can be able to see. Because when you apply, when you're still having the other one and you declare you have it, the system actually automatically rejects to give you the passport, because it's clear, it's in the system. And that all this information is in a database. So you can always follow to see whether you have had 2 passports before, 3 passports before, and you cannot actually circumvent that system.
So the delays, we've been told, have had a lot to do with the printers. And in that report by Odee, we saw that you have 2 new printers with the capacity to print between 250 and 300 passports per hour. But when you say print passports, is it just the bio page and lamination? Because the government spokesman at a certain point said the rest is printed outside the country.
Well, I want to say that passport production has three kind of systems. We have, of course, the component of the booklet. We have the component of the system, and we have personalization. I want to say that the raw material, the booklets, we usually acquire them from abroad. The booklets, the blank booklets without names, and then we subject them into our system where we take them through verification, security check, approval, recommendation. And then we personalize them. Personalization is what is done centrally in Nyayo House, where you now write the name of the person, where they come from, their ID number, their passport number. That kind of personalization is what is done at Nyayo House. So I want to say that the booklet is not produced in Kenya. It's produced outside. The booklet, the passport booklet. Right. But personalization, which is a security check, is a security procedure, is done here in Nyayo House. And that we have now 4 printers.
And they're working.
And they are working. The old printers were producing 3,000 passports per day, or by day and night. The new ones are producing 250 to 300, which comes to about 7,000 in a 24-hour shift. So currently, we have a capacity to produce 10,000 passports for day and night with the 4 printers. So things have really improved in immigration.
Quick follow-up, why are we not able to produce the booklets in the country?
Well, I want to say that we have not built the capacity to produce those booklets, and we have been on negotiations with a few security printers around the world to see whether they can be able to take over the De La Rue facility here in Ruaraka, to see whether we can be able to produce. But most of the printers would want a demand of about 10 million per year, whereas in Kenya, we are talking about 1 million, 1.5 million for Kenya alone. So we need actually to pool maybe the East Africa region to be able to print passports in Kenya. Most of the printers make between 10 million and 20 million per year. So one of the reasons why we are not having a printer around here is because of the number, the volumes that are needed. Maybe we pool the countries in the southern Africa region so that they can be able to get to the demand that is needed for the printer to be set up around here. Yes. And that is what we are doing right now.
So you're saying we're obtaining passports at cost, is what you said?
Correct.
What takes the bulk of the cost? What is the most expensive thing about it?
The most expensive thing is the booklet.
Importing this booklet?
Importing this booklet to get it here is the most expensive part of it. And then we have the system, we have personalization, and I think that's all very expensive.
Yeah. Balozi, from passports to IDs, and the biggest complaint is IDs, especially first-time ID users, if you will. They're having an impossible time. Where do they go to get their IDs? Is it the chief's office? Is it Huduma Center? Where is it? Where do people go?
Maybe, Jeff, before you go to the IDs, I want just to make it very clear that we have instituted more than 10 reforms in passports to clear the issue of passports. One, getting the new printers. Two modern banking halls, as you can be able to see in there. We've rationalized our staff. We've been able to create an SMS system, 22222, which you can be able to use to confirm, or rather to check your status of your passport. We have a customer care desk right now. We are trying our best to ensure that passports is dealt with expeditiously and Kenyans are able to enjoy their service.
So
we have been able to acquire also ICT machines, and we have also been able to expedite our delivery. We call actually customers right now. We look for them. We tell them, where are you? Come for your passport.
So if I come to Nyayo House, I'll have a pleasant experience?
Excellent experience.
How do
like
you
no
manage?
other. Actually the best since independence.
Where is customer service? I want to know where they are.
It's at the migration dispatch area. You will get a lot of good reception, and you'll really enjoy your experience while there.
How difficult was it to root out the cartels?
It's not been easy. We got an intervention of our minister, and we arrested more than 21 culprits in immigration. Their cases are active in court. We cannot discuss details about it right now, but there's been a lot which has been done by the cartels to ensure that cartels are rooted out of.
But they're still there. They're still there.
I cannot confirm they are there.
P.S. They're still there.
Well, unless they are operating from somewhere else. As far as I know, they are not there.
But before we move from the passport issue, we asked for feedback. We asked for questions. Shall we look at some of that?
Why not? Let's look at feedback, Balozi. Let's get some feedback, Ivy. Here we go. Go on.
This is Isak from Nakuru, and he sent this via text. The PS Immigration ought to visit and assess the progress in issuance of passports at the Nakuru Immigration Office. It is a haven of corruption.
Cartels. Weskia.
We have up next. When I take this one, Jeff?
Ben Matundura says, I applied for my passport in December last year, 2023, at Kisii, but I haven't received it. The government is only lying that they solve this issue of delay. Balozi, you know, answer that one?
I have an answer for that.
Okay.
This is another one from Kisii. I applied for my passport last December in Kisii office, but up-to-date status is loading. When will government of the day be serious on service delivery?
Robert Nyangiru says, is it true that the current birth certificates have expiry dates? If so, what will happen to the person when it expires?
Should we address the questions on
Yes.
passports first?
Let's do that. Kisii, the big complaints.
I have noted the complaints from fellow Kenyans, and clearly these could be isolated cases because, as I have explained, passport is such an individualized document. Some of these applications may not be complete. Somebody may have not attached a certain document, maybe a birth certificate or an ID, or they are inconsistency in names. Then it becomes very problematic to be able to take them through the security checks. So some of the delays you see here could be very isolated special cases. And I call upon Kenyans to come out. Some of them could be ignorant to the fact that their passports are already ready, they are printed, they are among the 87,000 and they have not been collected. So these are very specialized cases. But from where I sit, and as far as I'm concerned, we don't have a backlog of passports in immigration. The second issue about Nakuru, I will take up the matter because we have been able to clean Nyayo House, and there's an emerging issue from Nakuru. And as you may be aware, we are printing passports centrally and dispatching them to our offices. And we're also doing a lot of reform to take services closer to the people. Like around Nakuru, there was a problem of space. And we opened Kericho to serve the southern rift of Kenya. We also opened another office in Bungoma to decongest Eldoret. We are soon planning to, we have opened also Garissa, as directed by His Excellency. We are opening Nyeri again and opening Meru, so that we are able to take these services closer to the people, because labor migration is real, and that we want people to come to get these services in the shortest, because it has a cost to travel far away to get these services. But now, in as far as corruption is concerned, we shall get to Nakuru and be able to deal with them expeditiously.
One day.
Not one day, immediately, because we're already getting a feedback. And as I said, we are a listening government. We've gotten a feedback, and we have to go for them. Tell
me something. If I apply in Garissa, what do I do? I mean, obviously, I'm not going to come to Nairobi, right?
Yes.
How do you make it easier for someone in Garissa or, Nyeri, Bungoma?
Yes.
What do they do? Do they take their papers? Do they take biometrics are done there? What happens?
The entire process is done there. They apply there on eCitizen. They are processed there. They are taken through the entire verification, recommendation, approval. What only is sent to Nairobi is sent online for the purposes of printing. Printing is only done centrally, and then it is taken back down for dispatch.
Same fee?
It's the same fee. We don't charge extra fee for people in the regions. So it's the same fee that is used to serve people in the regional offices. And our objective is to have at least 12 regional offices, so that every region is represented in as far as immigration is concerned. Yes.
I'm curious about the status of ETA. So moving away from passports, kidogo, the electronic travel authorization. The view was that this is just applying for a visa that is called by another name, which is ETA. How have you managed the teething problems? What has been the feedback where adoption is concerned?
Overall, the objective of ETA was to open the country. And I'm happy to report that there are more tourists coming to Kenya by 50% than when we had e-visa.
Backed by data?
Backed by data. We have about 700,000 tourists who have come to Kenya in the last 5 months on ETA. We have the data. We have all the records. And it is more convenient now to travel to Kenya than before. There were teething problems at the beginning, but we were able to deal with those problems. We were able to handle them. We were able to engage all the stakeholders. And everybody now is happy with ETA. ETA is really opening the country.
But it still costs, what, like $30 or something?
It costs $30 to have an ETA. But it used to cost $50 to get a visa. And there are quite a number of countries who are exempt.
But are we truly visa-free if it takes... Because you still need to authorize, do you not?
I think, according to Vienna Convention, there's a difference between a visa and an ETA. A visa is a document recognized by the Vienna Convention as permission to get into a country. ETA is largely to check on security and advance information about who is coming in. You can't just open it like that and say you don't care who is coming in. You care who is coming in. That's why we have an ETA.
But and I still have to pay for it. I still have to wait for, 3 days still?
I think the average time now...
And I still have to tell you where I am staying, how long I'll be here?
We have been able to remove some of those bottlenecks which were delaying people from getting these ETAs. And majority of the 51 countries which are visa-free have now automatic. It's automatic to get an ETA when you apply. After you apply within 5 minutes, it's automatic you get your ETA for the countries which initially were visa-free. So it's very, very convenient right now to be able to travel to Kenya. We have also removed some of the details which were required before, like where you're going to stay, return air ticket, and other things which were making it more complicated to have an ETA. It is more easy it's easy now to travel to Kenya.
One of the other challenges was if tourists come to Kenya and they also want to visit Tanzania or, visit other areas, other attractions in the region, they have to again apply to return to Kenya.
Well, right now they don't have to apply to return to Kenya because we have these East African protocols where we have an arrangement with our East African countries. And by the way, for East African member states, ETA is free. They don't have to pay for anything. They just need to declare that they are coming, and it's open to them for the entire East African region, the 7 countries of the East Africa. It's very easy for them to come in and to go out without any inconvenience.
But for foreigners, you don't need a multiple visa or multiple visa-free ETA.
Yeah, ETA. Okay, for a few countries like America, we have been able to get into an arrangement where Initially, we had a visa for 5 years. So now they have a long-term ETA for 5 years for $160. That is a bilateral agreement we had with America. And any other countries which we can negotiate with them, we can always agree with them on a longer-term kind of ETA. That is a provision which is there. But for America, we already sealed the deal. It is $160, and you can come multiple times, and it runs for 5 years.
So, Balozi, we can't let you go without asking about IDs. You know, people are wondering about IDs. Kuna shida sana bana.
Yes.
Kuna shida.
Yes. I want to say, Jeff, that for IDs, we have a new ecosystem of ID called Maisha Number Ecosystem. I'm sure you are aware of it.
No, I've never heard of it.
And Maisha Number is a 4-in-1 arrangement where you have Maisha Number issued by civil registration at birth. There's a number you are issued at birth, and it's your number which takes you for your lifetime. It becomes your primary school number, your secondary school number, your ID number, your KRA PIN. It becomes your number for the entire lifetime. It's equivalent to the social security number of the US. That's the number we have started. It's called Maisha Number. On the second level, we have what we call Maisha Card. This is a smart card, a third generation ID, which is now being issued. We have issued about 800,000 Maisha cards in the last few months. And it's a smart card which meets the international standard, the ICAO standard. And it is the card now which has replaced the old ID. So the current ID is called a Maisha card, and then the third one, of course, is Maisha Digital ID. If you don't want to carry your card, you can carry your phone, and it's uploaded. It's called Maisha Digital ID. It is a virtual version of the Maisha card. The fourth one is, of course, IPRS, which we have rebranded Maisha Integrated Database. It's a database of the entire record of who lives and resides in the Republic of Kenya, including those who are born in Kenya, those who have turned 18, those who have immigrated to Kenya, and the refugees. It's called Maisha. All this is integrated, and this is also connected to education, health. It's connected to KRA. That is what you are calling the new IPRS. It's called Maisha Integrated Database. We have the database of everybody, and I'm sure you use that database. If you want a new SIM card, that database has to be queried by the telcos. If you want to open a bank account, you have to query that database.
What happens to us?
Even the people who are registered as voters, they have to query that database.
What happens to us with old IDs?
The ones who have the old IDs, over time, we are going to phase them out. We are going to, over time, ensure that we have a program of about 4 years to be able to phase out the old ID, because the new ID is very secure. It has a dual interface. It's an ID which is tamper-proof and meets the security standard of the country.
But some people say it has an expiry date. Why?
It has an expiry date because every technology, it has a chip. And just like the cards from the banks, it has to have an expiry date because reading that chip expires with time. It's not forever. And also that also helps us clean our database so that transition is very, very important. And it's also what is required internationally. It's according to the international standard. You cannot have a document which lasts forever. It has to have a designated period of time.
Do you advise people with old IDs to upgrade, or it's okay? I mean,
we've already started upgrading. There are many people who are replacing them, and we are having them get the new card. When you come now, you don't have an option of going to the old card. You get the new third generation ID.
From Nyayo House?
From NRB, yes, from NRB.
National Registration Bureau.
Is in NSF building.
That's where we go.
That is where we go for this new card. And I encourage Kenyans to get this new card.
But can I get it at a Huduma Center near
You can get it in any Huduma centers.
Okay.
My chief's office?
Chief's office, you can get it. Assistant chief's office, you can get it. You can get it anywhere around the country.
All right, let's take a look at some more of the feedback just before we let the PS go.
Absolutely. Plenty of feedback coming in thick and fast. Balozi,
if you could take a quick look at that. Here we have Macmillan, who says, please ask PS to tell us, when are we getting the 34-paged passports? Since July 2023 to date, I haven't got my passport. When I visit Nyayo House, they become arrogant, telling me that it is still in process. Really?
Really?
You want to take this one?
Yeah. IRP says 1,000 Kenya shillings being charged to get the national ID is too expensive.
From 100 shillings, right?
Yeah.
What happens if you had paid for passport application before the charges increment and you haven't submitted to the immigration officers yet?
Okay, and finally here, Paris Olo says, when are they refunding our money from passport upgrades? Olozi?
Thank you very much. First of all, to make it very clear, it doesn't we don't charge 1,000 for an ID. It is actually 300 for a new application.
Right.
And when you lose the card, it is 1,000. So I needed to make that very, very clear. And I think the person here talking is concerned about, is taking just an umbrella kind of approach to say we are charging 1,000 for everything. It's 300 shillings for new applications, up from 100, and 1,000 shillings for replacement, which was actually 1,000. Actually, that hasn't changed. Now, to come back to 34 pages, we have all the pages of the passport, all the booklets required, whether it's 34 pages, whether it is 50 pages, whether it's 66 pages. We have all of them available now. So the person saying they applied in 2023, I suspect their passport must be lying in Nyayo House or in the regional centers. So they need to go to their nearest regional centers to be able to check to see.
Or call 222.
Or send message to 22222. Or check again, because maybe their documents have a problem. Because you see, these are personalized documents. If you bring in application which is not complete, or which with the birth certificate which is not consistent, or an ID which is not consistent, then the system will not accept to process that application. I think that is where the majority of the people are complaining, could be having their problem. Now, coming back to a very important issue which I need to mention before, as we wind up on this, is on vetting. The government has abolished vetting. There's no more vetting for national IDs, for passports. And we have replaced this with a more softer system where we are encouraging students at Form 4 to register. We are going to upgrade our Form 4, rather our school registration. We are going to utilize school registration. Secondly, we are going to use what we call a family tree in our system in NRB to ensure that we check if somebody applies. We should be able to check with their parents, with their grandparents. We should be able to see the family tree so that we don't have to subject somebody to a lot of vetting. We are also going to hold our chiefs and assistant chiefs personally accountable. They are going to be signing, using a thumbprint, all the forms of applications from border counties. And I think that's a very important issue which has come up, and it is a policy, His Excellency directed, and it's a policy which has in place for 30 years. And it's the first time that Kenyans from border counties now are able to enjoy, without discrimination, the services, get the documents without any problem, be able to not be subjected to discriminatory practices like being told to line up in these places or that kind of thing. So I'm happy to say that one of the innovations, or rather one of the very progressive policies we have implemented as a department, is to eliminate vetting for IDs and passport.
Okay, so Gen Z's first-time ID appliers, they'll be okay, there'll be no problems?
Gen Z's, of course, there'll be a problem. They'll get them on time, and they'll get them within 21 days. Our service charter is very clear. For IDs, it takes 21 days to be able to get your ID. And everybody, irrespective of which county, whether you are from Mandera, whether you are from Marsabit, wherever you count, you will not be subjected to anything that is discriminatory or that is going to breed some kind of corruption. Things will be smooth for everybody in this country.
Because, you know, they're really looking forward to voting in this upcoming election.
And they're watching you.
Sure.
And listening to you.
Sure.
Ambassador Julius Bitok, good to see you. Asante sana. That was Ambassador Julius Bitok, the Principal Secretary for Immigration and Citizen Services, breaking it all down.
Yep. Continue to share your thoughts. We'll share them with him.
Absolutely.
Offline. And
at Kenega Jeff.
At Obarus, at Citizen TV Kenya.
The hashtag is Sunday Live. Sunday Live takes a break. We'll be back. Plenty more ahead, including sports news. Stay with us. In the meantime, coming up,